We often think that effective communication means using a formal, proper textbook language. But believe it or not, that's not always the case. Before we go any further, let's take a closer look at what effective communication really means. Hi there, my name is M.Azra Lilam Putra with the student number of 24111-013. And today, let's break down one of the biggest communication myths, that being effective means being formal. But where does this idea even come from? Well, historically, formal language was seen as more respectful, intelligent, and professional. In schools, meetings, and job interviews, it became the default. But here's the twist. Communication is not one size fits all. According to Peter F. Drucker, effective communication is the ability to convey a message clearly and accurately, while also actively listening to and understanding the perspectives of others. It's that simple, right? Because effective communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how you say it, who you are talking to, and whether your message lands. So no, it's not always about sounding formal. It's about sounding right at the right moment. Now let's break it down. What makes communication effective? The first one is when the message is delivered clearly. The second one is when it uses the right tone and language. The third one is when it matches the context and audiences. And the fourth one is when it achieves the goal of communication, whether to inform, persuade, or build connection. For instance, in a job interview, formal language shows respect and professionalism. It helps you build credibility and make a good first impression. However, with friends, casual language feels more authentic and relaxed. You're not trying to impress, but you're trying to connect. In a class presentation, you want it to sound clear and confident, but still natural. This is where semi-formal tone works best. And lastly, texting your lecturers with abbreviations or slangs? Not the best idea. Even in digital spaces, the level of formality matters. So it can be concluded that different moments call for different styles. Remember, it's not about sounding perfect, but it's about sounding appropriate. Now here's the question. What makes you a great communicator? Well, here are a few tips that you can use to master both styles of languages in the right context. The first one, code switching, is when you shift your language style based on the setting. For example, at home, you might say, ma, nanti aku baliknya agak malaman ya. But when you're contacting your lecturer, you can change it to, selamat sore Bu, izin menginformasikan bahwa saya akan pulang agak malam karena ada rapat. That is code switching, adjusting based on who you are talking to. The second one is empathy. In communicating, it's best to think about how your listeners might feel or understand. For example, when your friend said, "Aku bingung banget sama materi ini," instead of saying, "Ya ampun, masa sih? Gampang kok." Try paraphrasing it to, "Mau aku bantu jelasin dari awal nggak?" Empathy is choosing words that comfort, not confuse. The third one is active listening. Don't just wait to speak. Listen to understand. For example, if your friend said, "Aku ngerasa kayak nggak dianggap loh di kelompok ini," don't immediately say, "Ah, kamu terlalu mikir aja." Try saying, "Emang yang bikin kamu ngerasa gitu apa?" That's active listening, giving space for others to be heard. And lastly, adaptability. Be flexible. Great communication is about connection, not perfection. For example, when you are experiencing a technical issue while doing a presentation, instead of panicking, you can improvise by saying, "Mohon maaf, sepertinya ada kendala teknis, tapi saya akan jelaskan garis besarnya secara langsung." That's adaptability. Staying calm and keeping the message clear. And always remember this, effective language is a respectful language. Whether it's formal or casual, the goal is to make the listener feel seen, understood, and valued. So the next time you speak, pause for a second and ask yourself, am I being clear? Am I using the right tone for this person or this moment? Because communication isn't about sounding smart. It's about being understood and make others feel like they matter. If this made you rethink the way you speak, hit that like button, share this with a friend, and comment below. What's your most awkward communication moment ever? Let's stop overthinking our words and start focusing on connection. So I guess that's all for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!